Welcome everybody. My name is Michael and today we're discussing about NFTs. What's going on with the NFT market and a small discussion about blue chip, not stocks, but NFTs. Let's get into it. So let's first start with blue chips. All you have to do is look at Nifty Gateway's Discord, which holy moly, it's grown from 10,000 to 17,000 so quickly. And there's always discussions about Beeple, Pac, Mad Dog Jones, Ferocious. And this guy's saying, oh, that's all there is. And then some people say there's X copy. Those are 1A in terms of Beeple, Pac, MDJ, Fuo, and there are plenty of 1B artists. Well, some people will disagree and include Dot Pigeon in there as well. Trevor Jones, Slime, Boss Logic. There's a lot of these messages that are talking constantly about the blue chips, the older artists, what's going up. And this is very important to listen into because right now the market is in a decline. And this is normal because Bitcoin is in a decline. The entire cryptocurrency market is in a decline. Bitcoin has fallen from its peak of $61,800, almost $62,000, that was awesome, to now $51,000. And there's a huge issue coming up tomorrow, which is scaring a lot of people. There's a lot of FUD right now, and those are $6 billion worth of options against Bitcoin expiring. So as soon as we get after this, most likely, since everyone's still long-term bullish, most likely, just like the past few dips over the past few weeks, it is a slow climb to back on up to 60, 65,000. Hopefully we get to 70, 75,000 new records and then probably another correction. People are taking profits. And in a way, this is annoying to so many people because they remember back in 2017, it was just bam, a straight rise. And then they forget, well, no, it wasn't like that. Hold on, because in May, in the springtime, in summertime, it was constantly up and down, this huge battle, and then resistance was broken every single time. And then, sure, it was a straight needle at one point, and that's what's very worrying, because you don't want that, because then we had 2018, the crypto winter, which lasted a very long time, and I'm happy that this is elongated. This is going for quite some time now, and it's a good thing. It's more stable. There's institutional investors coming along for the ride, big companies, billionaire tech CEOs. So hopefully this lasts well past summertime. Some people are expecting it to go even into next year, but let's just say it goes well past summertime. That means that when Bitcoin recovers, when cryptocurrency recovers, so will NFTs, so will DeFi, so will everything, because it's all related to one another. Now, Nifty Gateway does use credit cards, but a lot of the big players, the whales, are playing around with Ethereum. And Ethereum, I mean, if they're losing a lot of money with their Ethereum, they're not going to be spending that Ethereum. And since they're not spending that, this market isn't so liquid as Ethereum has cryptocurrencies. And that drives prices down even more because then you have panic. And like the previous video, we were discussing about paper hands, and there will always be people who want to sell at a loss or even at a huge difference from the normal floor. And then you're also going to have manipulation. And this is for the next video where Nifty Gateway and Gemini, they need to improve bots. They need to improve multi-accounts where some people can have hundreds of accounts going in for drawings. They need to improve the website and maintenance because the website sometimes goes down. And that also can affect the prices of NFTs if people cannot purchase because the credit card processor just fails, it doesn't work. You get an error when you're trying to purchase, the whole site's down. You can't log back into your account. People are scared because there's hackings. So we're going to leave that for the next video. But as you can see, it all ties in together. Nifty Gateway has grown a lot. OpenSea has grown a lot. All of these marketplaces for NFTs, I'm talking about Nifty Gateway because that's the only one I use currently. But all these marketplaces have grown super quickly. The demand might have peaked out for right now, but there's a good chance that it'll recover. Even if it doesn't recover for the near future, even if suddenly Bitcoin goes into a bear market, if 61,800 was our peak and so be it, we fall into another crypto winter, we will recover eventually. NFTs will recover eventually. It's not a scam, it's not a bubble, but it depends on what your definition of a bubble is. The NFT space in whole will stay. 90% of the artists won't because their pieces may still be out there. I mean, they're not going to disappear, but no one's going to be purchasing them anymore, or the prices will have fallen to 1/10 of what they were priced at before, or maybe even worse. So the blue chips, everyone's looking to who Pac is, who Ferocious is. Beeple, obviously everybody's heard about him because of the auction, but Pock has a auction as well, just like Beeple had with Christie's, a London auction house. Everybody's probably heard about Sotheby's. They sell huge real estate and luxury Bugattis and all this stuff. Well, now they're doing Pock. So let's take a look at Pock. We see stuff like this, original listing for $1 million. And every single time an artist has an auction that actually hits $1 million or over, it's pretty sure that the open editions and the drawings will definitely rise in price. And as we see these ones, this open edition right here was original listing for $10,000. And as we can see, there's only 3 currently available right now. The others were probably withdrawn and nothing's for sale and nothing was sold. People don't want to get rid of this. This one was for $499, last sold for $29,555. And as you can see, there's a lot that aren't accepting offers. And you can see $35,000, $43,000. Is that the lowest? It is the lowest, $35,500. The floor has been raised and no one really wants to sell that. And the same stuff with all of his other works. Now, if you take a collaboration, for example, with Trevor Jones, another blue chip artist, then you can see some lower prices, but still a huge floor, well above $10,000. They have fallen because they were at $20,000. They have been affected by this fall, but fusion and extrusion, $13,888, extrusion, $14,000, and of course Sense is going to be a lot more valuable because there's a lot less of it. So $59,000 for something that was $5,000. Here we have Ferocious, and this is a collaboration. Victor and Victoria was a huge hyped up piece, and it was originally listed for $1,111. It was last sold for $3,500 and $3,900. So this might be an opportunity. I'm not an expert about this, but for some of these blue chip stocks, it might be a good time to purchase some of them if you wanted them before. And I remember this was for $5,000, $6,000, and it's fallen quite a bit. It was actually selling, I believe, for over $10,000. But still, compared to the people who got it for original listing, every single one of these is extremely profitable. And let's see another Ferocious piece. You have to watch out from this collection. Not everybody, you see Jonathan Wolf and Odious, those, these are cool pieces as well, but they're not by Ferocious, and some people get that mixed up. $4,444, and it was last sold for $12,500. And this has a pretty nice floor here of $17 and a half, $18,000. So if we go and check out even some recent pieces such as X copy, a drawing will always be more limited. And since there's only 20 of these, you can see that no one's wanting to sell for a cheap price, while the open edition will be a lot different, right? $1,240 and $999. That's because a lot of people purchase this stuff. So the ones that you're going to be looking out for are potentially drawings that are very, very difficult to get, and maybe you're able to find something that you enjoy. The market in general has fallen. Certain Beeples were selling for $200,000. Now you can get them for $100,000. If you wanted these pieces by these artists and you want to hold them for 10 years, and you really believe in cryptocurrency and NFTs, as long as it's not a huge part of your portfolio, some of these guys, it was absolutely crazy because I was watching a video where someone was saying, oh yeah, I blew $100,000 on NFTs. And then he said it's less than 1% of his entire investment portfolio. 1% of his entire investment portfolio, less than that. And that's not including his net worth with real estate and other Ferraris that he might own. This guy has probably tens of millions of dollars. And yeah, it's just crazy. So you have to put things into perspective that the people who are purchasing these Beeples and are hodling onto them like crazy are the same ones that can also afford auction bids of $6 million. And they don't really bat an eye because they might be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, like the ex-CEO of T-Mobile, John Legere, which he won the Steve Aoki auction for $888,000. And then I think a Beeple for a few $1 million or whatever it was. So you have to look at what these whales, these auction houses, these Museum of Crypto, the Pablo guy, what are they holding on to? Obviously, they have a lot more money than you, so they're able to hodl on to it, and even if it's a complete loss, they won't care about it. I mean, they might a little bit. They do have to adjust, but if you see that they're purchasing multiples of a certain piece, they probably really believe in it or they really, really like it. And sometimes I've seen a whale artificially pump up the price. He's purchasing up, let's say there's an edition of 20, he purchases 10, privates 9, and then puts out 1 at an outrageous price. That's suddenly raised the floor. And you're going to have crazy stuff like that happen all the time, especially in a bear market, because right now we're not in a bear market, but we are in a dip. And people who have money, they are spending it on the secondary to get stuff that they previously wanted. So if they're buying right now during a dip, they're definitely going to be purchasing during the bear market when they still have millions of dollars to splurge on NFTs. And these guys have hundreds and hundreds of NFTs, such as 888, which I've showed you in previous videos, and Pablo. So what can you learn from this video? The NFT market, this is in my opinion and opinion of the entire Discord and a whole bunch of other people, is in a correction right now. What we also have seen is that certain open editions just aren't worth it. Now, this is okay, $488, $500. This is a normal artist. Sure, they have some more expensive pieces, and that's okay. I understand, but they have pieces from all levels. Now, unfortunately, I really, really like Galantis as a musician, but when I see them, these musicians constantly with NFTs, this one's all right. It's $1,000, but it's still pretty expensive considering, hey, they've never done NFTs before. And here is their normal, not open edition, but their drawings. And we can see everything's $1,500, $2,500. Sure, there's 50, but silent auctions, we've been seeing a lot of these as of late. And the highest bid, all right, that's that, you know, they might be doing charity auctions, some of these guys. This guy, Christopher Florentino, $350, $500, very good examples. Now let me show you some pretty bad examples. Here was Xcopy, and he did all right. Pantone, I was discussing in a previous video that he does normally really good art, and this wasn't super expensive, but it just wasn't that good, and that's why there was only 20 editions minted, 17. So sometimes you have obvious cash grabs, and whether, even if it's not that expensive, you see that, hey, it's just not on the same level that their normal art that he would produce is. Or you see people like, for example, Bill Ellis here, where every single one of these pieces was $2,000. And if you remember, his pieces were so much less. And sure, on the secondary market, they're selling for a lot, those early pieces. But every single one of Bill Ellis's pieces on the secondary market right now, from this collection, everyone was selling for a loss on the secondary market. And here we have Kygo. Let's check out Kygo Open Editions, another musician. These were really expensive, $1,500. Was it worth it? I don't think so. $4,000, $10,000. And we've been seeing a lot of these drops recently at $1,500 or $2,000 from people who, A, might be celebrities, but they're going for cash grabs and they've never done NFTs before, or from artists who previously might have been doing NFTs, but they were selling for $40. There were $40 open editions in December, not so long ago. And then we see stuff like this, where if we go to the silent auctions, we see that usually they're selling. The silent auctions, I tell you to be very wary unless you do your research, because usually people have no idea who the winning bid is going to be. And then you have people, this guy got lucky because he's just did $10,000, and this usually doesn't happen, but we can see that probably not a lot of people wanted Kygo, and the minimum bid was $10,000. But usually people bid like $14,000, or with smaller pieces like triple, quadruple the price. And then on the secondary market, they lose like half or even more from the get-go. So it just doesn't make sense. A lot of these drops recently have been just not worth it. Maybe they would be worth for $500 or $1,000, but you also have to realize that there was a lot of drops, and there's constantly a lot of drops. This drop did really well, surprisingly. Here was another one from Super Plastic, these crankies for $2,202. That's absolutely crazy. It is just, I get it. A lot of these artists are trying to capitalize on what's happening right now. But there's so many factors that are contributing to this drop. First of all, open editions just aren't that profitable anymore. 90% of them you're going to lose on their secondary market. Some of them still are profitable. Drawings used to be all profitable. Now some of them aren't profitable because the prices are just skyrocketing. So I think the market is reflecting the real prices of some of these pieces, and I think Nifty Gateway should have more pieces that are selling for $500 or $1,000, or if an artist wants to sell for $2,000, $1,500, have more stuff available. that is in the $500 range, because not everybody's going to be splashing $5,000. But also the fact that the market is going down in general for cryptocurrency. It's a correction. There's a lot of FUD. There's a lot of fear right now. People have no idea what's going on. It's not contributing nicely. And the fact that certain pieces, maybe the artist isn't interacting as much with their community. Maybe it's going to take a while before there's another collection. The hype is kind of getting out of hand. There's a whole bunch of people coming into the Discord server. They're thinking, wow, so many people made so much money. Let me just throw all my money at it. And then they realize, holy moly, I wasn't prepared for this loss, because their fear of missing out on these opportunity costs, this huge potential 10x NFT. Sure, some people are getting it, but it's usually the people who have already kind of been around for a little bit. And I'm still kind of a noob compared to people who've been around since December or even September or last summer who are purchasing these pieces. It's this combination of everything right now. There's a whole bunch of noobs coming in. The open editions are too expensive. The market's going down. Certain pieces aren't that liquid. There's a lot of panic. Do I think this will recover? Probably. Not every single artist, not every single NFT is worth hodling onto though. So that's today's video. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. Please comment down your opinion below and leave a like, and we shall see you guys tomorrow. Bye.